All right, let's jump right into a deep dive. We're looking at Judges chapter 14 today.
Mm-hmm. And it's a chapter that really throws you in at the deep end. Lots of drama. Steeping.
Intensity, yeah. It focuses on Samson, obviously, this figure known for, well, incredible strength.
Exactly.
Mm.
And chapter 14 kicks off with Samson wanting a wife. Seems simple enough.
But it's not. He wants a woman from Timnah, a Philistine town.
Right. And that immediately causes friction. Big friction. His parents are, let's just say, not thrilled.
Not at all. The text quotes them directly, doesn't it? Something like, "Isn't there anyone among our own people? You have to go to the uncircumcised Philistines."
Yeah, you can feel the disapproval, the sort of cultural clash. I mean, the Philistines were ruling over Israel then. It was a big deal.
A really big deal. And Samson's reaction, it's just pure determination.
Totally. He basically tells his dad, get her for me. She's the right one. Period. No argument.
It's quite blunt. But then the source gives us this, like, behind-the-scenes insight.
Ah, yes. The narrator steps in, says the parents didn't know this whole thing was actually from the Lord.
Right. That the Lord was seeking an occasion to confront the Philistines.
Which puts a whole different spin on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Samson's personal desire, maybe even his stubbornness, is somehow part of a bigger divine plan he doesn't even know about.
Exactly. So right from the start, you've got layers. Family conflict, cultural tension, and this hidden divine strategy.
It sets you up thinking, okay, nothing here is quite what it seems on the surface. It suggests that, well, even motives that look purely personal or maybe even questionable can fit into this larger narrative purpose that the people involved are completely unaware of at the time.
Okay, so Samson, his parents, they head down to Timnah. The wheels are in motion for this wedding.
And then, bam, something totally unexpected happens on the way. A classic Samson moment, really.
The lion.
The lion, yeah. As they're near the vineyards, suddenly a young lion came roaring toward him, just out of nowhere.
The ambush. And this is where we see his power explained, isn't it?
Explicitly. The text says, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him in power. It's not just him. It's this divine empowerment.
And the result is staggering.
Staggering is the word. He tore the lion apart with his bare hands as he might have torn a young goat.
Just imagine that image, ripping a lion apart like it's, nothing. Raw power.
But then, the immediate follow-up is almost as interesting as the act itself.
He keeps it secret.
He keeps it secret. Tells neither his father nor his mother what he had done. Kills a lion with his bare hands and just carries on. Doesn't mention it.
Why do you think he does that? It's the first big secret.
It is. Maybe he doesn't want to explain the power. Maybe he just doesn't talk much. Whatever the reason, it establishes this pattern, doesn't it? Secrecy.
Definitely. So he gets past the lion incident, doesn't say a word, goes on to Timnah, meets the woman, and apparently he liked her.
Simple as that. The lion thing didn't seem to faze him or change his mind.
So later, he's heading back there, presumably for the actual wedding.
Right. And he takes a little detour. Goes off the path to look at the lion's carcass.
Morbid curiosity, maybe. Or just checking on his handiwork.
Could be. But what he finds is, well, completely the opposite of death and decay.
Bees and honey inside the lion.
Exactly. In it was a swarm of bees and some honey. Life and sweetness from the dead predator. It's such a strange, powerful image.
And what does he do?
He just scoops some honey out, eats it as he walks along, then he catches up to his parents.
And gives them some.
Gives them some honey.
Yeah.
Shares the sweetness.
But
he did not tell them that he had taken the honey from the lion's carcass.
Another secret connected to the first one.
Yep. Now he's hiding the strength and the strange sweetness that came from it. He shares the benefit, the honey, but not the story, not the source.
That juxtaposition is really striking. The violence of the kill and then this unexpected sweetness. And he holds both truths inside.
It really defines him early on, this tendency to keep crucial things hidden, even from family.
Okay, so secret strength, secret sweetness. Now we get to the wedding feast itself. Big celebration, 7 days long.
Customary thing. And he's given 30 companions, Philistines.
Like groomsmen, sort of, but also maybe keeping an eye on him given the context.
Probably a bit of both, yeah. There's still that underlying tension.
And Samson decides to liven things up with a riddle.
He does. But it's not just a game. There are serious stakes.
Right. He lays it out. Solve it in 7 days. He gives them 30 linen garments, 30 sets of clothes. Big prize.
But if they can't solve it, they owe him the same amount.
And the riddle itself, pulled straight from his secret.
Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet.
Makes perfect sense if you know about the lion and the honey.
But they don't know. Nobody knows except Samson. So naturally, they're completely stumped.
For 3 days, the text says, they got nowhere. The pressure must have been building.
Oh, definitely. And that pressure doesn't just stay on them, it gets redirected violently.
Towards his new wife.
Exactly. As the deadline gets closer, the companions get desperate. They go to her, and they don't mince words. It's a horrifying threat.
What do they say?
Coax your husband into explaining the riddle for us, or we will burn you and your father's household to death.
Wow. Just brutal. Burn her and her family over a riddle.
Over the bet, really. And they try to justify it, accusing them, did you invite us here to rob us? Twisting it.
So she's in an absolutely impossible position, life or death.
Completely. And she does what anyone might do. She goes to Samson distraught, throwing herself on him, sobbing.
Using emotion to try and get the answer, accusing him.
You hate me. You don't really love me.
She frames his secrecy about the riddle as proof he doesn't trust or love her. A desperate plea, really.
Caught between this deadly threat from her own people and her secretive new husband.
And Samson's full reaction, still trying to keep the secret.
What does he say?
He actually says, look, I haven't even told my father or mother, so why should I tell you? He uses his secrecy with his parents as a reason not to tell her. Consistent, at least. But that can't have helped her situation.
Not at all. But she keeps at it. The pressure is immense. The text says she cried the whole 7 days of the feast. Just constant tears and pleading.
Day after day, that must have been relentless.
It was. And eventually, on the 7th day, he finally told her, because she continued to press him. He breaks. Not out of trust, it seems, but worn down by the pressure.
He gives up the secret of the lion and the honey?
Yes. And what does she do immediately?
Goes straight to the companions.
She, in turn, explained the riddle to her people. She uses the secret to save herself and her family. It's the only way out they gave her.
It's a betrayal, yes, but under duress. A terrible choice she was forced into. That secret became a weapon.
It really highlights how secrets, especially high-stakes ones, can just shatter things when pressure is applied. The whole situation unravels.
So the 7th day, just before sunset, right under the wire.
The Philistines come to Samson. They have the answer.
What is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion?
They got it. And Samson knows instantly how they got it. And he is furious.
His response is biting, isn't it? That line.
If you had not plowed with my heifer, you would not have solved my riddle.
Oof. Calling his wife a heifer, accusing them of plowing with her. It's so angry, so dismissive. He clearly feels betrayed, used.
And deeply betrayed. And that anger, combined with losing the bet, triggers something else.
The power surge again.
Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon him in power. Again, linked to this intense emotion, this confrontation.
And how does he pay the bet?
Not out of his own pocket. He goes down to Ashkelon, a different Philistine city. Note, struck down 30 of their men, stripped them, and gave their clothes to the companions back in Timnah.
He kills 30 random men to pay off a wedding riddle bet?
That's what the text says. It's a brutal, disproportionate response.
Yeah.
Shows the volatility of his power and temper when he feels wronged.
And his mood afterwards.
Burning with anger. Just goes back to his father's house. Leaves Timnah.
And the final line of the chapter just seals it, doesn't it? About his wife.
Yeah. Stark and sudden. And Samson's wife was given to the friend who had attended him at his wedding. Just like that. The marriage is over.
Wow. What a chapter. From wanting a wife to the secret lion kill, the secret honey, the riddle, the threat, the betrayal, the violent payment, and the marriage dissolving. All in one go.
It's a total whirlwind.
Yeah.
Everything happens so fast, and the consequences are immediate and severe.
You really see these unexpected things popping up. Strength where you might not expect it, sweetness from death, a wedding feast turning into this powder keg.
Exactly. It packs so much in. Makes you think about, power and personal desires mixing, how secrets can just poison everything.
And how quickly things escalate when threats and betrayal are involved. That interplay between his strength, his secrets, and the reactions of those around him, it's intense.
Absolutely. It leaves you wondering, doesn't it, about how these moments of great power or even surprising sweetness can come from such dangerous places and the fallout they inevitably bring.